Hello everyone, it's me again. Yes, I'm recording in the same place. I'm as tired with this as you are, this whole setup of filming in these cramped quarters. But yeah, you're just going to have to deal with it, I'm afraid. If I ever get a passport, I'm going to be going crazy, filming everywhere and anywhere. It's probably not going to happen. So, but before I start this video, again, disclaimer, like I like to do sometimes in some of my videos, apologies if the sound is bad or the picture quality is bad, and apologies if I'm bad in general, by which I mean my whole delivery and how I explain things. I feel it's not the best, but again, that's just something you're going to have to deal with. I suppose maybe I should just touch upon the whole family situation at the moment, the whole house situation, shall we say. Again, it's the same. I know as little as you do. I know as much as you do, whoever's watching, which is to say I know nothing. I don't know what's going on. It still seems very likely my mother is moving out. It's weird sometimes as well. When I'm on my PC and I search something, it gives recommendations when you put in like the letters or something, like put in A, B, and then it'll give some suggestions. It'll give suggestions for like street names or properties, and I know I haven't searched for these things, but I'm almost certain my mother has searched for them, which is weird that it's appearing on my profile. So I don't know if there's I don't know. I don't think my mother signed into my account, my Google account or whatever. I doubt it. I'd be very surprised. It makes me think, do my searches appear on her account if she has an account? I don't know, it's strange. I don't know why it's doing that. So yeah, right now I don't really know what's going on. It's my brother's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to him. I probably won't be meeting him at all. I won't be seeing him face to face. I don't have a gift for him. He'll probably be showing up at this house tomorrow, maybe. And my parents will probably take him and his fiancée out to dinner. It sounds really cold and distant and horrible of me. I haven't seen my brother face to face since, I don't know how long. I didn't see him at Christmas. Long time. Some of you watching probably think, Alan, you should make the effort. You don't know how long they'll be here for. Something could happen and then you never get to see them. It's like, I don't know, I'm cold and distant. I'm cold and distant. I'm more caring about other people than I am about family, which probably is not a good thing, I know. That's the way I am. And my aunt's birthday is on Wednesday, so happy birthday to her. And my grandfather's birthday was last Tuesday, but my grandfather's passed now, which I think I mentioned in a recent video. So yeah, happy birthday to them. I've got no idea how old my brother is, or my aunt. I should know, but I don't. I know my father is 2 years older than my mother. And my parents' birthdays are in July. So not for a while yet. So for this video, I hadn't really prepared anything. I really don't know what to make videos about. I could make videos about those old music collection things, and I probably will do that. If you are familiar with my channel, the old videos of my music collection, I probably will do them at some point. I'm putting them off. I'm not really in the mood to do those right now, so I thought I'd just read a few extracts from the book I've started writing. I haven't written in this in probably at least 3 months now, because feelings of depression have got hold. And I know it's I don't want that to be what I'm all about, depression. And it probably doesn't make for very good entertainment, or it doesn't make for a very interesting person if that, overshadows everything. I feel like it overshadows what I'm about. But that's just how And once again I get interrupted making a video, which is the most frustrating thing in the history of mankind. I can't tell you. It's probably going to happen again now. There's no greater feeling than recording a video and being interrupted. Makes you want to throttle the youngsters and punch children in the face. Yes. I don't know why my father is moving around upstairs. But yeah. Make that sound so strange, but yeah. I'm going to read a little bit from this book that I started to write. I haven't written it in 3 months. I haven't added to it in 3 months. There's 35 pages, which is not a lot. Most books have what? 200 to 300 pages. Most standard paperbacks have what? 280 pages, something like that. So yeah. I'll just sort of show my writing. Try and not let any of the pages fall out. You can sort of see how I write and yeah. I do write like cursive, whatever you call it. But I just want to write it in this tab so it's easy for me to like, look at. And I would type it up, but I'm worried like I'll lose it, because I did start writing, I think, something similar, and then I lost it. I don't know how I lost it. So I'd rather just write it down, and now I have like a definitive copy and write it, clearly and legibly, as opposed to cursive. So if I do end up copying it to a PC or something, it's easy for me to do. So yeah, I think I read this a little bit on a stream a while back, just the first page. So I'm just going to read like random segments. I should probably say what the book's about first. It's called Robin's Cove, and it's basically like a coming of age story. It's set in like 60s Yorkshire in England. I don't know why it's based on that. I watched this soap opera called Emmerdale a lot. If you're outside of England, you probably won't know what it is. Yeah, of course you won't. But if you're inside of England, you'll know what Emmerdale is. Just look it up if you don't know. And it's basically just someone's like, coming of age stories. They like form relationships. They have like a cold, distant father who they don't really get along with. The character's somewhat taken like similar to me, I guess. Not really though, but they're like very artistic and creative. And their mother nurtures their creativity, and the father sort of wants his son to like work on the farm, inherit the farm. I'm probably going to give all the story away now. It's probably not going to get published anyway, so I may as well. And then subsequently down the line, there's like a second story. It's like into two stories. It jumps like to 2005, around that time. And there's like a little girl, and she feels the same way. She's similar to this character, the boy. And then she finds like this like hut or this shack on the beach. And the main character from earlier in the story lives in this hut on the beach, and he's an old man now. He's an old man. And he sort of bonds and nurtures her through like her creativity. And yeah, I shouldn't give any more away, but that's sort of what happens. So I'm just going to read like random pages, basically. A lot of it takes place around like school and a village, like a local village and a community. So yeah, just bear that in mind. The school bell rang around 4 p.m, signalling to the disillusioned youth of Maidenhead College. The day was over. The corridors and classrooms, the cobblestone, were en masse with activity, the teachers and staff no less eager to return home than the students. Throughout the day the sky had hung low with foreboding grey cloud, and Jim Brown, my protagonist is called Jim Brown, not James Brown. I do like James Brown singing. And Jim Brown shifted his way through the throng to await his fate. To anyone observing from the sky, they were little more than ants at a picnic, scurrying along to some obscure outsource of sugar. Jim made the observation when he spied a seagull gliding carefree on the breeze, up on high, without reprimand. See you tomorrow, Emma. Walk slowly, we all want to leave intact. Have you got everything you need? Hey, Brown, not thinking of bunking off, are we? Shouted John, passing the opposite way of the crowd towards Jim, stood motionless gazing at the sky. The pair had both just finished geography, though with different teachers. Jim liked geography, and his mind wandered in times of routine isolation at the thought of distant lands and far-off places. Not that he was ever admitted, but after-school detention was something of a blessing compared to how he spent most evenings at the derelict farm. Do you think the seagull's looking for a pirate ship? Some place with excitement and treasure. You talk a lot of nonsense, Jim boy. My old man says your dad is going under, and you'll have to live in the bedsit with the druggies. Ow, Jim exclaimed as John flicked him on the back of his ear with a pen. Because you're so special, John. We're both in this mess. Everyone knows you're slow. Sure, but at least I can tell time. That's a reference to earlier in the story he was late for his class. Basically he was late for like a geography class. I should probably read this whole book from the beginning. I probably will. Maybe in a future video. Sure, but at least I can tell time. Jim could see he was getting nowhere, and adjusted his satchel over one shoulder before making his way back to the art department with John in tow. By now the sky was a deathly hue of auspicious grey and unearthly black. Jim strode back to class with John dragging his near-empty satchel behind. John didn't care much for geography, or for most subjects. He idolised his father and wanted to inherit the family business, to show off his skills of blagging and big talk he had witnessed from his father. John's mother was very much the devoted housewife and doted on the pair, namely her big man and little man. They strode past the last two pupils they saw, a pair of first years giggling into their exercise books. Jim entered Miss Jewell's class at the end of the hall, followed by John. He figured the notion of waiting outside the door and waiting for bells no longer applied, as did John. Miss Jewell was busy at her desk, seemingly drawing up next week's lesson plan, her eyes never leaving the page. "Take a seat where I can see you, please. You'll find some worksheets to complete. Just finish them quietly and silently. Thank you, boys." Her demeanour was cool and collected as usual, although judging by the state of the room and the few dabs of paint on her cuffs, it seems Miss Jewell had a trying end to her day. Maybe those girls from before knew why, Jim thought. Jim sat opposite John at the front of the class, and could already see John had little else to do than scrawl on the edges of his page, oblivious to anyone. Jim glanced over the colourful wall but failed to see his painting from earlier. The minutes passed quickly and Jim finished the worksheets in a little over 10 minutes. He used the remaining time to do the science and geography homework for tonight, sitting hunched over the desk, his caveman-like hair shrouding the book and sheets of paper. Then a set of soft footsteps made their way down the hall. "Excuse me," said a young girl's voice. He assumes Jim keeping a fixed on his work. I need to fix that. "Excuse me, I think I left my portfolio here. It's Marjorie." "Oh yes, of course," he heard Miss Jewell proclaim. A few further steps could be heard. The sound of drawers and shuffling were audible beneath his mop. "Here you go." "Thanks," the girl replied, as petite footsteps strode away. A little more than 5 minutes later, Miss Jewell dismissed them both, though not before handing Jim back his painting and her the handful of worksheets. "I rather enjoyed your approach to the medium, Mr. Brown. If we can only dissuade further tardiness, and your own manner, who knows what might flourish?" Miss Jewell beamed. John nodded solemnly, a little taken aback by this praise, and laughed. Only his mother praised his work, and while his father never outwardly congratulated him for his achievements, a word of praise of something was usually followed by a look of disdain from Dad. Being the father's son left little room for artistic temperament. So yeah, I probably will read that for like a full video, maybe in a future installment, I don't know. Yeah, I'm already feeling a little ticked off right now because I keep getting interrupted during videos. I tried to make a video yesterday talking about clothes, and I was constantly getting interrupted and my family started arguing, and it only ended up being like a 5-minute video, and I wanted to like make a 10-minute video. So yeah, this video is a little bit longer. I feel like when I make short videos, I haven't been very productive. This video is a little bit longer despite the interruptions, so hopefully you guys liked my creativity. And thanks for watching and have a good week. Goodbye.